Welcome everyone, Sir Heroescape here today. Running a little bit late on the start time for our vCheese semifinal between Vegetarian and Boromir96, so we're going to hop right in. We've got them already started. Again, this is the big, cheese event that's been going on, and we're in the semifinals, so there's two semifinals left. Well, that's why it's called the semifinal. So there's two games left, and then the championship. The two armies we've got here on the bottom, we've got Boromir with, again, his four, or was it five? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, yeah, 4 squads of 10th, Raylan Marcoux and Heracles. Hey, Clayton Lewis, and hey, Mega Bubfish, welcome to the stream. Coming to enjoy this semifinal, glad to see ya. So we've got a couple glyphs on the map. So we've got Lilia Ivor, which gives +1. I can click on it here, but basically it just gives +1 to range. So that's actually quite useful for the 10th. And then you've got Loden, which is to D20 rolls, which will only be relevant if we have Amara Warriors coming out in the end game here. Really interesting matchup. Both armies, I don't want to say they weren't expected to get here, but it's pretty neat that they are. So if you haven't seen this before, Vegetarians run a few different renditions of this Q9 build. Oh yeah, we're gonna have some kids here, so don't mind them in the background. Hey, how's it going? Good. This is a little bit of an earlier game, so the kids haven't gone to bed yet, so we're gonna... I get to watch them in the background, or rather, they get to watch me in the background while I give them candy. Here. There you go. Yeah, so the Q9 build with Vegetarian, normally, you know, it's Q9 Rats Raylan range, right? But you've got Q9, like 4 squads of Rats Raylan, and there were a few builds like that in the event. That were played. Man, I'm also in my attic. It's really hot up here. Whew. It's Iowa, man. It's starting to get spicy. Yeah, Clayton Lewis. Yeah, again, glad you could make it. So the Q9 army, usually you have a bunch of rats. You have Raylan in range, or Raylan Mar Warriors, whatever else you've got going for you. It's basically that's the army, right? You spam up the board. You have Q9. And Vegetarian has had a lot of success lately with really kind of, I wouldn't say hodgepodging this army, because Q9 and Raylan is really the core of that type of army, but when you have rats, you have to spend like the first 3 or 4 turns in, the first round, basically just spamming rats into the map and getting them to gum up everything. And without that, you can actually take all your turns early on Q9, kind of like Vegetarian's doing. He hasn't developed anything outside the start zone. He's just sitting within Raylan's aura of 4 and just taking ping shots. He's
another one, Dad?
Yeah. You like these, huh? You can take ping shots, kind of like Q9's doing right now to Raylan and a few of the 10th. He's picked off a few of the 10th. And you can just kind of move back and forth. And because Q9's large, you can move back and forth between these 2 jungle bushes in Raylan's aura and taking ping shots at 10th, who actually have the same range as Q9. What I imagine Boromir's doing, is he's making a play for the Lilia Aura Ivor glyph in this level 3 height. Yeah, you having fun with that? Yeah. And so that's why, both armies are kind of leaning toward this right side of the map. And then 2, that's probably why Boromir's dropped Raylan aggressively here, and why Vegetarian's got Raylan on this side, and he's trying to just stay on this side shooting at what comes over. Because at the end of the day, hey, I'm going to need you to go play over there, okay? Alright, thank you. So at the end of the day, Q9 can get really, really beat up if the 10th Reg have 7 range. Right, because 10th Reg have base 6, Q9, his special has base 6. So, like, technically Q9 does outrange the 10th if he uses his normal attack. But because he needs his special attack to do what he needs to do to just, mop up enemies, if he gets outranged, it really makes it awkward for him, right? And so that really seems like the play here, and Boromir's going for it, is basically just kind of develop your units out onto this right side, try and control Lilia Ivor, maybe control this level 3 height, or even just kind of stay back here, and with that 7 range, maximize that 7 range and force Q9 out of his comfort zone. Now that's tough to do, because here's why. Basically Q9, 1, 2, 3, 4, he can get all the way here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, honestly, even getting that glyph doesn't really even give him the edge, because Q9 can still stay within Raylan's aura. He could go here. He could go here. He can't go there. So he could go here, all the way here, or all the way here. Stay within Raylan's aura and stay next to jungle. And still 1, 2, 3. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow. So he could still range, even with 6, Boromir's line all the way down here. So, oh wow, and he just got a 2 for 2 and a 1 for 10. Hey, little ping shots, that's all it takes. So what's interesting is that because of that, I actually don't know that glyph is really worth challenging or taking. Because to make use of it, basically the way that range works is if you have more range than your opponent, then you always want to maximize your range between you and your opponent's figure. And you want to pull them outside of auras like Raylan. The problem is Raylan has range 4 aura, right? So with the range 4 aura, Raylan can cover anything up to here. So what you want is you want your opponent to have to... You want to be able to pull your opponent outside the aura to be able to shoot at you. So Boromir would actually have to be all the way back here with range 7 to shoot Q9, who's at the edge of Raylan's aura, to force Q9 outside of Raylan's aura. But actually, now that I think about it, I don't think Boromir can even do that, because technically, I think Q9, because he's a double-spaced figure, could have 1 foot in her aura and 1 foot out, and then with range 6 still effectively have a range 7, if that makes sense. So, like, because you have a double-spaced figure, one side can be in the aura, one side can be up. You can then have 6 with an effective range of sight. Yeah. So that's pretty nuts. So actually, I don't know that glyph is really going to do you much good. He might just be trying to control that level 3 height. Okay, so he had it on Brute Gruts, but what he did was, because he has Rhaegarn in his army, he flipped it over to Asterios. So actually, let's pull up these units, because I know a lot of you that aren't as familiar aren't going to be familiar with these. So Heroescape Asterios. Let's go ahead and open that in a new tab. Heroescape Rhaegarn. This is going to be good for you. I should have prepped this beforehand just to make it easier. Okay, and you know what? Asamu, Raylan, Mar Warriors, Q9. You guys can all look up those. Those are base. Those are units you would know. And then Brute Gruts, and then we can pull up Heracles as well, because I'm sure you aren't as familiar. Nope, you're all done. Go play. Okay, there we go. Alright, so now let's pull up Heracles. Sorry, we're gonna get this all together. Okay, did I miss anything? 10th thread, you're taking a turn. Okay, didn't miss anything yet. Hey, you guys, just go over there and play, please. And you can have some candy. Here, Simon. Here you go, buddy. There you go. You can have 2. Here you go, Dan. Okay, please close the door. Then you can build some maps and stuff.
Actually, I'm gonna play Minecraft.
That's fine, buddy. Okay, just go. You can sit over there. Okay. Hey, Danny, make sure the sound is nice and low.
And
okay.
Also, I need to charge it at 1%.
Yeah, the chargers are over there, buddy, near the Minecraft plug. Alright, sorry guys. Fun of watching the kids while doing the live stream. So yeah, so here's the matchup. Basically, we've got 10th Reg that are trying to stay within Raylan's aura, dealing with the Asterios now, which is honestly going to be insane. So let's take a quick look at these cards. Heracles, actually, here we go. Heracles on the 10th side, 8 life, 6 move, 1 range, 6 attack, 4 defense. He has labors, which allows him to take extra turns, but he can only attack large and huge figures. He has fearless advantage against large and huge figures. He can throw stuff, so he's a counter Q9, a counter large figure, right? Am I missing anything? No, he's still developing. He did take Lily Ivor, though. Brute Gruts. This is on Vegetarian side. These guys are a 4-man unique squad, 5 move, 3 attack, 4 defense, disengage, just like orcs do. Bully, just an extra attack dice against common figures, which is pretty normal. Well, I wouldn't say pretty normal, but pretty thematic, because these guys are actually, their miniatures are pretty huge. And then Berserker Frenzy, which is pretty nuts. Once per turn after attacking with Brute Gruts, you may place a Berserker marker on this card and attack 1 additional time with the Brute Gruts. Subtract 1 from their defense for each marker. So they get weaker, or rather easier to kill, but their attack output is bonkers. Okay, chill log in. Okay, so it looks like, okay, not much. He's still developing here, it looks like. So we'll keep going through the cards. Rhaegarn, Chrono Key, this is what I was talking about, is you reveal an order marker on any card, and as long as that card is within 6, you can move that order marker to any other of your order marker cards. So it really smooths out your order marker management and your matchups, especially when you don't have a bonding army. So like when you look at Q9 and Asterios and Raylan and Brute Gruts and Mara Warriors and Rhaegarn and Asamu, right? There's a lot of different pieces that are working together. You've got your core range, your anti-squad, your kind of, this is a it can be anti-squad or hero. Honestly, they're good against squads, but they can also get multiple attacks on heroes and throw it down on heroes. And then your Mara Warriors, which are just your ultimate cleaners, right? And then Rygarn, which ties them all together because he allows you to switch an order marker mid-round when you want to, get a different turn. Like, just as the game progresses and things change in the map state or the game state, it allows you to kind of switch up your plans, which is massive in HeroScape. So that's Chrono Key here. And then Temporal, his stats are pretty solid, and then Temporal Jump just allows him to potentially save himself when he takes damage. Asterios is a beast. Okay, he is a legendary, so he gets +3 defense, so that turns to base 6, so that'll be 8 in Raylan's Aura. That's against common figures, or squad figures, small and medium squad figures. Strong stats, 6/6 for 3, but again 6 against squads. And then Furious Charge, just move 5, you can attack up to 3 times with 3 dice, which is pretty solid, right? Just tanky. So if we're jumping right back here, we've got Boromir who took a shot of 03, so what did he kill? What did he do wounds on? Oh, Raylan. Okay, nice. Yeah, see, Raylan here took 3 wounds. That's huge. That's massive. Okay, I see what he's doing with the glyph. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, yeah. So he's taking the glyph so he can snipe Raylan there. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, so basically, I think both sides have a pretty fair shot at this game. Like, I don't feel like one side has a huge advantage over the other side, and here's why. You have 2 massive units, large and huge, right? Your Asterios and your Q9, which honestly counter 10th. Well, I wouldn't say counter, but they match pretty well into 10th. But then you've got Heracles on his side, so Heracles can just absolutely torch both of those. Like, just absolutely torch them. But then on the other flip side, you've got 4 squads of 10th Reg, right? Which go into, I would say, Brute, Guts, and Morrow's pretty decently, just because you're getting 4 attacks of 4, so they match the attack output of those squads. Same with the number of attacks with Q9. I mean, Q9 technically can do more attacks if he does his 4 attacks of 2 and an attack of 1. But my point is that, like, the 10th actually match up pretty well, mostly into this army. The difficulty is just, when you're not taking turns with 10th, you're going to take turns with Heracles. And how much do you really want to take turns with Heracles early on? Because the 10th are great for... the 10th are great for just wait then fire turns, right? 4 attacks of 4, or 4 attacks of 3, right? And so, because Asterios can engage and just have tons of defense, that's going to be a big problem for Boromir. In fact, if I were Veggie, and did he have another order marker on Asterios? He did. If I were Veggie, disengage and take right there. That would be such a ballsy move. That'd be like a smack in the face. But I think he's smart. Like, Boromir's smart enough. He's not going to let that happen, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Like, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think even though he can't get the 10th here, it's still worth it to move it here, in my opinion, just to block the disengage and then moving there. Because if up here Veggie really does have a second order marker on Asterios, that's gonna be rough. Because then Asterios, the play honestly is take that level 2 height and then just sit there and just engage 3 guys. The best he's got is 2 developed guys, and then he's gonna have to develop his back line. Okay, so he's trying to... I would still move 1 there, because if I were Asterios, I would still take 2 disengages to get there. That's a really tough spot to be, because he's on height, And he basically is engaging anything that tries to develop through this. So you'd basically force Boromir to develop on this right side, which I don't think he wants to do because he wants to be able to take road and take this height, especially on the bridge, and take shots down. If I were Boromir, I'd be worried about that play moving into that level 2. I'd block it, or at the very least, if you don't want to give up that level 3 height, then block it here. Just move up 2 right to this spot, so that he's not getting that level 2 height. So, yeah, this is interesting. So he's moved 1, he's moved 2. He gets to develop 2 more. I don't think those were horrible positions, right? Here and here, you're still getting a shot down. Here you can get a shot down. But if you're going to go here and here, like I said, either block here or get 2 and block there. Yeah, like those are still good. I think those are solid moves. In fact, I would not place it here because that actually makes it easier for Asterios to then just move here and engage 3. So that's not a good play. The most you want him to engage is 2. So that's fine. But then I think you move 2 here. Yeah, this is tough. And man, when you're not taking, like, at what point do you use Heracles too? Like, one thing that's made this really good for Veggie is that, again, he's developed Asterios, right? If it was Q9 out here this entire time, Boromir would have an easy decision. You just sit, wait then fire, get, all the attacks he wants down on Q9 and just hope they go through. Because Veggie developed Asterios when he did, like, this is a real problem. Like he really has to think about how to play against Asterios because he doesn't know if that next order marker is on Asterios. And that's Asterios is so tanky, he can just sit there and take damage for like 2 turns, 3 turns, I don't know, a long time. And really gum up your development and your reinforcements. So, yeah, that's a valid play. Just block it rather than try and avoid him getting there. Just cover it. Yeah, yep. 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so you're not on the glyph anymore, so you can't range Q9. So do you just full on blow up Asterios? And I think Asterios still gets defense regardless of melee. Yeah, oh, it's a normal attack. Oh, okay. Well, it's not really. He doesn't have any special attacks, but that's interesting to note that special attacks do bypass it. Okay, so he moved 1, he moved 2. He's likely to take a turn here, so where does he develop his last one? Oh, okay, he's just taking a shot. Still, that's I think that's a terrible decision, though, because now you've opened up a spot where 4 figures can be engaged. I would if he takes no damage. Oh, 1 for 7. Wow. If he takes no damage from these 4 attacks that are likely coming to him, and he has an order marker on Asterios, I would absolutely take a disengage and engage those 4. Like, oh wow, 4th wound on Raylan. That's huge. That's huge because how do you deal with him taking those ping shots on Raylan? That's massive. You still get 6 defense. Wow. Wow. That's 16 dice, only 2 shields. That's crazy. That's crazy town. Hey, Evie. Please don't play with the fire truck. It's too loud. Okay. It's gonna make too much noise. Okay. Thank you. Yep, called it. Number 2 on Asterios. I had a feeling that makes a lot of sense, and I would go for it. Don't mind me. I'm gonna eat some candy. Evie. Hey guys. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. So, number 2 on Asterios. Called it, had a feeling. While that was a good move to grab that spot, he opened up 4 engagements, which honestly, I don't know. Okay. Staying there and killing the 10th, I guess it makes sense because then you're not giving up your forward position. By dropping down in here and taking 4 engagements, you really could lose Asterios. Even with 6 defense, he could just wait then fire you next turn, and then that's, he's just dead. So by him staying, 1, 2, well, and he still might go there. In fact, he's doing a special attack. He's got a 3rd attack. Now that he's cleared those 2, I would absolutely go there. I was going to say, if you disengage and go there to start, right, because you could get disengaged and then just get 3 attacks on these guys. But if you disengage and you leave 2 guys on height, you've kind of you've given up your position. But now that he's cleared these 2 height guys, he's got his position. I would just engage. Okay, he's playing safe. He'd rather keep Asterios alive. Keep him on height or level 2 height. Or keep him next to jungle. I mean, yeah. I mean, if dropping here, he can't 1, 2, 3. Oh no, he could. This 10th could get up to this level 3 height, but that's 1/10. So if you drop him next to jungle, you're basically, Asterios is still alive. You're basically keeping him. Oh, I don't know. I guess in a threatening position, but this could just absolutely wreck him if he went there. Oh, interesting, and he went on Heracles. So maybe that's the right play not to have done that, because Heracles could have come in and just absolutely punished him. 1, 2, and that's actually what he was probably looking at. Where it is? Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, so that makes a lot more sense now. So Asterios, so Veggie, knowing that the order markers are on Heracles, at least 2, so Heracles has an X and he has 1 other order marker. Knowing that Boromir has an order marker on Heracles, that's why Asterios stayed back. Okay, it all makes sense now. I would make the same play if I had been paying attention to that and was looking at his order markers. Yeah. You always want to keep in mind where Heracles is going to come out to play, because then Heracles is just basically getting free reign on an Asterios that's sleeping over here. Makes a lot of sense. Now Heracles can still run up here, use his labors. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he can still run up here, use his labors, grab this spot, or 1, 2. He can't. He technically could hit Q9 if he really wanted to. He'd take 1 disengage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he'd take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he'd take 1 disengage to get there. I think that's a little too gutsy. But when you're with Heracles and you take a turn with him, you gotta reveal your X, right? Like, you have to. If you're gonna take a turn with him, you gotta use his labor's turn. So my guess is he's questioning how he uses it. He was here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 4, 5. So, oh wow. So yeah, he was here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh man, because that would have been preferred if he could come around this way and then labors this way. The thing is, he doesn't want to give up this level 3 height, because even if he comes here, Asterios can still replace if he really wants to and go level 3. It's still worth it, honestly, just going here. It's still worth it. And I don't think he can climb this. Wait, 1, 2. 1, 2. 3. Oh no, he can. He can get there. 1, 2. And then it's 3. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Heracles can definitely get there. Yeah, Heracles can definitely get there. And I would do it. I hope he knows how to count that. I hope he knows how to count that, because you don't want to give up the level 3. You want to just take that spot, still stay within Raylan, and not block your 10th. Oh, good. He did what I said. Yay! I love when they do the things that I say. It makes me feel special. So, makes a lot of sense. Hopping up behind, and he's out of Raylan's aura, which I was a little suspect about that placement. I was thinking about that. The more I thought about Asterios' placement is I think... Let's see. So just going to attack the same figure more than once instead of... Oh, wait, no. Does he only have... Oh, he can only move up to 5. He started here, right? 1, 2, 3. Oh, no, he still had 2 spaces. 4, 5. Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 5. Yeah, I would have gone here. If I were Veggie and I had... Because he used his special here, he used his special here, he still had 2 movement left. I would have moved him down here, be on jungle, and have Raylan's aura. Oh, man, and now you're taking 4 damage. Woo, feels bad when you're outside Raylan's aura. I think that was a misplacement. I think that was a misplay by Veggie. I don't know that he meant to do that placement, because I don't know that it makes any sense to leave him there outside of Raylan's aura when he still had 2 movement left from his special that he could have jumped back down to here, still maintained jungle, and been in Raylan's aura. So I'm not sure about that. Q9. What do you do with Q9?
Oh my god, there's so much fire! I said no.
So if you're Q9, you're in a really tough spot, because at any point, you know, next round, because he already took his turn this round, but at any point next round, Heracles can be activated. And so you know you're going to take attacks, and you're going to be engaged with him. So you want to be in the best spot. You want to be in the best spot possible. Honestly, the best spot is kind of where he's already at. But if I were him, I'd probably just back up to here. Only because then he can stay next to jungle. Oh. Oh, okay. So he's flexing an order marker to Asterios. And he's doing the play that I suggested before. Asterios has 1 life. But yeah, hopefully he gets a few kills. Basically, he's accepting that Asterios is a dead man. And so he's bum rushing him in order to maybe get some kills, but mainly just tie up a whole squad of 10. Problem is, next round, I mean, 10th are going to clear this, and then next round 10th can jump up onto this level 2 and level 3 and just start murdering him from height. Yeah. It's not looking so good. Well, Q9's still Q9. Q9 does Q9 things, so. It's going to be interesting. So he what, moved 2? No, I think he moved just 1. So he moved Oh no, he moved this guy down, then this guy up. Okay, so he's moved 2, he's moved 3, 1 up here. So I think he's trying to decide where his last guy goes. If his last guy's gonna attack Asterios or go for like a Q9 or develop. Looks like he's just gonna develop in. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Downside is if you somehow don't kill Asterios here, oh man, you're in trouble. You gotta kill Asterios here. Otherwise it's not no bueno. Oh man, that's what I'm talking about, yeah. Whew. Oh man. A big roll is going to come from Boromir here, though. I can feel it. Asterios only has 1 life left. He's going to go down. He can't hold out for 4 straight attacks. Surely not. He's held out for 3. Just 1 more. 1 more. If he holds out for this 4th, that's like a huge advantage to Veggie. Because basically, that guarantees him, I wouldn't say a full turn, but basically a full turn where the 10th just have been useless. Oh wow. Nice play. Nice play. Go for Raylan instead of trying to kill Asterios. I like that. Makes a lot of sense, because now, sure, you're gummed up, but you've got no Raylan. Which means Heracles' value in the middle of the map on an initiative switch, potentially. Man, that's looking good. Alright, so this is going to be a huge initiative here. Boromir's got it, I wouldn't say it's easy, but I think it's a pretty clear order marker placement. Order marker 1 and X are on Heracles, and then 2 and 3 on 10. Like, there's no reason, in my opinion, that you would have Heracles later in the round. You'd want to engage Q9 at full health and get 2 full attacks on him, which is right where he's at. He wins initiative, boom, boom. 2 massive attacks on Q9, right? And what's his base attack? Yeah, 6, but he gets +1 against large and huge figures. Oof. 7 attack dice. Well, no, because he gets his labor's attack. So 14 attack dice coming down on Q9. Yeah, with only 7 defense. Not feeling good for Q9, I'll just say that. Yeah, honestly, that's the play. I mean, Heracles is in Raylan's aura. He can't be engaged, so it's not like the Brute Gruts 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's like, I mean, it's not like the Brute Gruts can get to him, even if they wanted to. Well, they could. They could technically get 1 attack, but even then, it's like, you know, he's still in Raylan's aura. Base 4 attack. He's on height 5, so he has 7 defense and 8 life. So you're not doing anything to him. Veggie's in a really tough spot here. Really tough spot. I think he's got to win initiative just to try and back up and get some wounds on Boromir. Oh, Brute Gruts. Interesting. Okay, so he is just going to try and create a wall for Q9. Unless he swaps it. No? Okay. So he's going to go there. Is he going to go here? I wouldn't do that. You can get next to Heracles. You can get that front one. The guy that was right here could have gotten there next to Heracles. I'd say that's the preference. I'd say that's the preference. Because then you get 3 attacks off. You could have gotten 1 attack on Heracles, 2 attacks here. Oh, wow. What are the stats right now? Oh, man. Oh, my gosh. I did not realize it was that bad. Dang. Veggies rolled 66 attack dice, 34%, 98 defense dice, 25. He's rolled so many more of attack and defense. He's abysmally lower. Abysmally lower. Dang. Yeah, that's rough. That's rough. Okay, so obviously he wants to keep replacing that. Makes a lot of sense. So he's replacing the 10th there. But that play with Asterios is now really hurting Boromir's development. Well, yeah, yes and no. He doesn't have to move there. The best that the Brute Gruts are going to do is engage on low ground and get 1 sim level attack. So, like... Oh, wait. Is he taking... Oh, a disengage. Okay. Well, then it's worth it. Dang. Nice. Nice. I like that. So that makes a lot of sense. He wanted to disengage so that he could get the movement attack buff from these guys. Wait, so why... Wait, this guy died. Okay, I'm confused. How did he take 3 attacks here? But, okay, yeah, I'm really confused. He just got 5 attacks. Wait, no. 1? Yeah, 1, 2, no, 4. Okay, I don't know what I missed. I somehow... 1, 2, okay, 3, 4. Yeah. I don't know. 4 attacks. He has 4 attacks. I don't know what I'm smoking. All right. Okay, so that was huge. Brute Gruts losing 2. Man, that's rough. Especially because he really needs them to lock stuff up and do damage. This is the play. Yeah, honestly, you just get height, you get attacks, and honestly, I'd put a Berserker marker on them at this point. You might as well, especially, well, unless he kills him, and then he can't put a Berserker marker on him. So, and he did for the first one, but if he doesn't get the kill here, well, he does. Okay, so he can't even take a Berserker marker if he wants to. That's interesting. That's really interesting. Okay, what'd I miss? Oh, geez. 10 threads, 3 for 3. Maxing out on the Brute Gruts. And, oh my gosh, Asterios. Man, Asterios is just doing what he's supposed to be doing. Wow. Oh! No. He goes down. Dang. If he had held for 1 more turn, that would have been massive. That said, he's only got 7/10 left. Get on the 3rd height. They have disengage. Okay, yeah, so Grey Waves is just attacking, asking about how the Brute Glut got up to here, and they have disengage. Interesting. So now that Q9 doesn't have to stay on Raylan's aura, though, like Q9 can start doing some interesting things, like trying to grab this level 3 height. The problem is he can't get there before the 10th can get there, unless Boromir's already used up his turns on 10th. Okay, first was on 10th. Brewcrutz. Second's on 10th. You know 3 is on Heracles. You know 3 is on Heracles. Interesting. So now Veggie can pick his battleground. Whoops. Honestly, he was where? He was here? Yeah, 2, 4, 5. No, you don't want to go there. Yeah. So I think he is making a play for the level 3. Here's why. Because as soon as Heracles engages, either here. Well, no. Heracles can engage here and keep him from getting to level 3. Well, no. No, it doesn't matter. At any point, if Heracles gets to level 2, he can just still disengage and grab the level 3. But you don't want to disengage with Q9, so that's 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is he just going to go for Raylan, or is he trying to pick off 10th? Oh, I think I know what he's going for. Yep. So just like our last game, remember the end game? How it was Mara Warriors versus Heracles? Yeah, so Q9 is making a play to try and clear out as many of the 10th as he can before he goes down. Because you know Heracles is just going to pound Q9 into nothing, right? So just like last game where Heracles almost didn't win the game for Boromir when he was versus the Mara Warriors, the same thing can happen this game. In fact, it's going to be even harder because the water is more evenly dispersed across the entire map, so he can really spread out all 4 Mara Warriors, and Heracles will not be able to chase them down. So if Q9 can finish off the 10th, or get really close to finishing off the 10th. Oh, sorry, I missed something. Oh, he did attacks. Oh, he did attacks on Heracles. Wow, I somehow missed that. Sorry. So he did attacks on Heracles. Heracles blocked out. I thought he was going to go for 10th. I still would have gone for 10th. I would have gone for 10th. You clear out the 10th because you want an end game with Mara Warriors versus Heracles. That's a win for you. So I disagree with the ping shots at Heracles there. Because Q9 will go down. I mean, you're honestly lucky. 3 out of 7, 2%. Like, the labor's turn here is very... Oh, wait. Oh! Smart placement by Veggie. See what happened there? So, Boromir took a turn here and then had to reel the X to get that first attack. I thought he was getting 2 attacks. Q9, really smart placement by Veggie. He was here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He guaranteed that only 1 attack was coming from Heracles. Wow. Well played, Veggie. Well played, Veggie. Because Heracles was here, he went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the closest he could get. Or here, whatever. Or here, whatever. So he had to take his labor's turn to get in. So he only got 1 attack off. It's about as good as you could ask for. Which is honestly why I said turn 1 should be on Heracles. Because if you win initiative, you're pounding him for 2 attacks on Q9. If Boromir loses initiative, then still turn 1 he can chase down Q9 and hit him because Veggie ended up putting it on Brewcrutz anyway. So really interesting there. Well, Boromir's done. So is that round? Yeah, Heracles turn 3. Yeah, okay, it is round. Okay, so they're deciding order markers. Q9, he's a scrap of metal. If you lose initiative, like if you're Boromir, I think it's easy. Turn one is on Heracles. Just pound out Q9. Just kill him. He's dead, right? So pound out Q9, and I think for Veggie, there's no reason to do it on Q9 because he's just dead. If you disengage, the best you're getting is maybe some kills on 10th. It feels bad, but you kind of have to go into Mara Warriors at this point. Because if he goes 10th, Mara Warriors can beat out 10th, and if he goes Heracles, Mara Warriors can spread out and shoot at Heracles. Oh, he's going 3 turns on Heracles. That's interesting. And he's going 2 turns on Major Q9 at least. Wow. So does he take a disengage and go here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Does he take a disengage and go here? Or does he just stay and fight? Yeah, I love it when I call it. I love it when they do the things that I say. I was going to say, disengage and go here, because he's a dead man anyway, and then just try and mop up the 10th so you have an end game of Mara Warriors versus Heracles. That's exactly, yep. That's what I was saying. And you hope for the best. Honestly, if he can clear this out, oh my gosh, those are the rolls. Wow. Man, that's a huge turn. That's huge. Oh, and then a blank, of course. Oh, that's huge. Because now he only has 5/10. And that is not going to be easy to kill the 4th with just 5/10. Or the Mara Warriors with just 5/10. But he did it last game with 2. Remember, all he needed was 2/10, and he was able to do it last game. Ooh, 4 for 7. That feels like a dead Q9. Oh, man. You know, if you're going to blank, might as well be at that point in the game, right? Not unlike the first attack or whatever. Oh, boy. Oof. That feels bad. You guys, over there. Thank you. Oh man, we gotta look at the stats after that. Holy, oh man. Man. Veggie is not, well actually, you know, Boromir's, well, his attacks are much better. Defense is actually pretty bad for both. But man, Veggie's attacks have been pretty abysmal, 40%. And now he can engage 2 Mara Warriors. Whew. That's exactly what he did last game. He was just able to clear up what he engaged so that he could engage 2 Mara Warriors. The question is, where's Veggie's order marker? Was it on Q9 again, or did he flip over to the Mara Warriors? Actually, it doesn't matter. Because Rygarn. Rygarn is the answer to all the world's problems. Even if Q9 dies there, which obviously he did, if you had an order marker on Q9, boop, you just drop it over on a Mara Warriors. So yeah, so guaranteed it's a Mara Warriors turn. Yeah, the best he can do is throw the Mara Warrior, which he wasn't successful, so that's it. Who's there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay, he could get there. Yeah. Man, if you were the Mara Warriors, do you disengage with those 2 and then just respawn? I think you do. If I were the Mara Warriors, I would drop this guy here, drop this guy here, and then disengage with this guy here, and disengage with this guy here. If they live, they live. If they die, you just roll for respawn. And then you're not having to be engaged with Heracles. That's what I would do. I'd say, forget about it, main. Drop him here. Drop him here. drop one here, drop one here. And again, if one of them, you know, if they both survive, even better. If they don't, then you just respawn them really quick. And even then, they're still, yeah. Well, no, yeah, like here. Oh, wow. Ooh, okay. Okay. Simon, say sorry, buddy. Okay, so he's not going for the disengage. That's fine. He's basically just spreading them out. So this guy probably is making a play for load in. This guy, I think, is just going to try and take ping shots. Where's the attack? Oh, on Heracles. Wow, look at that. And that's why you take ping shots. You just never know. You just never know. Yeah, I was going to say, of course, now he rolls 2 for 2. Now he's going to block it, right? He'll get 5 defense. Nice. Okay, what'd I miss? Oh boy. Yeah, that's a... Heracles just absolutely destroyed that Mar Warrior. Obliterated it. Okay, so... Heracles is going to sit there and pound Mar Warriors. And honestly, pound Rygarn. No. Actually, no. Heracles is kind of stuck. I don't think you should put any more turns on Heracles. At least not right now. You've engaged one Mar Warrior. That's what you wanted. The other two are free to go, right? You need number of attacks. And you've got 5/10. You've got 5/10. That's your best shot at killing him, honestly. Question is did he put turn 3 on Heracles or not? I just don't know. I really hope he didn't. I hope he did it on 10th because he can take this level 3 height. He can take this Lilia Ivorn, outrange the Mar Warriors. So, yeah, this is interesting. 2 ping shots on that 10th? Yeah, I think it's worth it. Where was he? Here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's the best shot he's going to get. Well, 5. Oh, 1, 2. Oh, no, he's looking there. Okay, yeah. So you start here. If you don't kill him, then you go here. If you do kill him, then you go here. Yeah, absolutely. I'd take those ping shots. The only downside is if he does have it on 10th, then he's going to get 4 attacks down on these 2, and then all you've got left is an engaged Mar Warrior, and then that's basically game over. So maybe he doesn't make that play. In fact, I would bet, if I were Veggie, I would not count on getting those kills. Yeah, exactly. Keep that one safe. You know, maybe bring him over here or something, or like there, so he can attack later. But even then, this Reg can still come up here and shoot. Like, really just depends on where Boromir's order marker is, and because he threw 3 on him, and it's already taken 2 turns, you just don't know where the last one is. Which is really smart on Boromir's side, because you know a turn on Heracles is going to be at least 2 turns, right? The actual turn and then the X. And so even after you take that turn, your opponent, for a fact, will not know where your last turn is. So that's really, really smart placement by him. Because it's really easy to just be like, okay, 1x on Heracles, and then 2, 3 on the others. But once you take that turn with Heracles, then they know you have no more turns, right? So by putting 3 order markers on Heracles, as soon as you take that turn with the X order marker, then they still have to guess. And I think that's why this turn is taking so long, is Veggie's just trying to think, like, what would be the optimal play for Boromir? Because if Boromir did put 3 turns on Heracles, then you're safe to go take ping shots at 10th. But if he took it on 10th and you move those guys out like he was thinking of doing, then those are pretty dead, and then it's game over. So it looks like he might switch the order marker onto Rhaegarn himself and just take an attack of 4 on Heracles, which is fine. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Taking a disengage, why not? Yeah. He's got life. Interesting choice. Oh yeah, 1 bigger attack. Yeah, instead of 2 attacks of pinging 2 shots. Oh, and he gets the kill. That's huge. That's huge. Okay, so Boromir absolutely, or Vegetarian absolutely made the right play. Look at what happened. Boromir played him a little bit. Well, no, he didn't play him, but he it's all gone. Sorry. he set him up where, like I was saying, his order markers, Veggie had to decide where they were. Not right now. Thanks. You want to try one? Okay. 1 second. Got some Twizzlers. I've got a handout to the kids. Here you go. Here you go, Evie. Danny, where are you, buddy? Here. Here you go. There you go. Okay. Thanks. Alright. So yeah, really, really smart order marker placement by Boromir. I love that. And really well played by Veggie, because he made the right play. Had he been baited in like that, assuming he went all in on Heracles, but he respected Boromir and said, no, that's not the right play. You wouldn't make that play. Okay. And so he kept the Morrows back outside of the threat range of 10th, which was smart, and brought up a big attacker to, 1, potentially soak damage and waste turns, but then 2, just to get you a solid attack on the 10th, because every kill on the 10th gets you that closer to victory. 4 10th is still formidable. It's backed by Raylan. That's really the only reason that they can win, or that Boromir can win, is because multiple attacks on Mar Warriors. Heracles versus Mar Warriors is a losing game most of the time. Last game we saw him pull it off in masterful fashion, but there's very specific things that have to happen for that to be able to be the case. And one of the turns, if you'll remember from last game with Boromir, was specifically that turn he took with his last 2 10th, and he killed 2 Mar Warriors in those 2 attacks. Hey. Those are too loud. Thanks, buddy. And so, the fact that he's got 4 left and can potentially clean the Mar Warriors is not good news. Yeah, feels bad. Man, his defense has been atrocious. Holy cow. What's the updated defense? Oh my god. Well, 41. Yeah, it's still been... No, that's attack. 25. 25 defense. What am I saying? Man. Crazy. Oh, and because he has Lilia Ivor, he can snipe that one and outrange them. Oh, man. Which means when the Mara Warriors get in range, 10th can wait then fire. Man. Feels bad. That's crazy. Yeah, based on the game state, 2 more warriors left. Heracles untouched, Raylan untouched. Boromir's pretty pretty in the driver's seat, yeah. I mean, Samu versus Raylan endgame, I'd give that to Samu. Marku, still a decent cleaner. Oh, this is huge. Vegetarian needed that. Absolutely needed that. I'd switch the order marker on to Rygarn, and I'd take that level 2 height here. Well, no, because then he can just grab this level 3 and shoot down on you. You might as well have jungle if you're gonna give up height. Okay, so he's just gonna clone back. That makes a lot of sense. You've got 2 left instead of taking a turn with Rygarn. I was thinking take a turn with Rygarn and just blast off one of these 10th. Especially this one, because he's outside the range. Well, that's honestly, I kind of like that play. Like, if you were to go Rygarn here, just, again, pulling him outside the range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, blast the 10th there that's outside of Raylan's Aura. That's a 4v2. Ooh, and he's taking a disengage. Oh, that's huge! Oh, and he misses the respawn! He only needs a 10 or higher. That's a huge disengage, though. Holy heck. I can't believe he pulled that off. I mean, it's a 50-50, so why not, right? But 10th can still advance and just blow you up right here. Like, they can literally just take the bridge and then just destroy you. Kind of liked that other play I was considering for him, where he just switches the order marker onto Rygarn, jumps up over here or something, blasts this one, which is outside of Raylan's Aura, and then you've got him down to only 3 attacks per turn, and if he wants to keep the glyph, then he's not going to be able to hit anything. Oh no, he can hit there. Oh, that's so bad. Oh man. Yeah, this is going to be bad. From here, he can snipe this one. This guy can get here. This guy can get middle. This guy can get middle. This guy can get here. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's poetry. It's poetry. You drop this guy here, this guy here, this guy here, and this guy can ping there, and then you just blow up everything. Oh, man.
Why did they do it?
Yeah, it's an online HeroScape game.
Oh, it is.
It is, yeah.
God, it was.
Yeah, you forgot, huh? That's okay. Yeah, it's okay, buddy. Yeah. It is okay. Thank you. Okay, so they brought up a 3D image. I don't know why. Because it's pretty obvious they can see everything. Oh, from this position, line of sight. Oh, yeah, okay. So line of sight over the top of the bridge. Yeah, no, they're frickin' 10th Regiment are 5 height. They're taller than the bridge. Their heads are over the bridge, so they can definitely see, in my opinion. 1, 2. Oh, I guess he's wondering. That makes sense. He's wondering if from here he can see these guys and just take shots from 7 away. Because if they want shots back, they'd have to move up 1. I mean, you're going to be on a height in Raylan's Aura anyway. I think you're fine. Because you just move this guy here. Oh, yeah, because you want to stay in Raylan's Aura. So this guy here. 1, 2. This guy here and this guy here. Those 3, they're on Raylan's Aura. He shoots there, and then those 3 just shoot down. But I guess he's concerned that within 6 range they can shoot back. But again, you're on height and you have Raylan. So you're rolling 5 defense. So. if you stay there, you're still rolling 5 defense. I guess you just don't want the Mar Warriors to be able to stay in the water and clone and then attack back, I guess. That's fair. Not sure what they're deliberating, though. I really think they're just deliberating if from this position these guys can see these guys, which actually might not, because they're down in the water and they're only 4 height. And the bridge is 3, and then they're down a level. So it is very possible in a real world map these guys would not be able to see them, but they're giving it to him. He's giving him the shot. So looks like he's going to take it. Or at least he targeted him. Maybe he was just highlighting him instead of actually going to attack him. We'll see. It's really interesting. Really interesting game because Mar Warriors could still clean everything out on the field. If they defend and keep regenning back, there's just, I mean, Boromir has a finite list of units. And the right dice can make Veggie untouchable. But he lost 1. Okay. He can't lose 2, though. You just can't lose 2 here. One more attack. Oh, blank. He lost the 2. I jinxed him. Not that it's over, but it's pretty much over. Because now you can't respawn faster or as fast as he's attacking you, which really hurts. But no, kill the guy outside the aura. It's a free kill. Well, when you roll 4 for 5, it's basically a free kill anyway. You're gonna go downstairs? Okay, be careful, buddy. Oh, do you want some help? Okay, 1 second. I'm going to walk Simon down the stairs really quick. But yeah, he's taking the bridge. Expected. Expected. Alright, I'm back. What did I miss? Oh! I missed the end of the game. That's what I missed. Oh, gosh. The last Mar Warrior falls. And Rygorn's already taken wounds. Oh, man. Yeah, it is. It is over. It is. It is over. I mean, technically it's not, right? Play it out. You never know. Well, okay. Yeah. You never know is right. Oh, interesting. Okay, he swapped an order marker to Samu. Huh. I guess that's just to force him to disengage? But, I mean, he's got 6 life left. He's fine. Sure, take a disengage. Like, you're fine. I mean, Veggie's making the right plays, forcing him to make tough decisions, but you got 6 life left. Yeah, just disengage him. Go smack him. Throw him down on the same level. Smack him. Doesn't get the throw. Doesn't get the disengage. Wow. And then he's going to get 6 attack, though. 2 out of 6. That's defendable. You're not dead even if you blank. Oh, but the temporal jump, I think it's 14? Yeah, no, 15. 15 or higher. Yeah. Crazy, man. Crazy game. I mean, it's, you know, we'll watch it and let it play out, but, I mean, you know, it's over. I just really think it's interesting how this played out because I didn't feel like there was like a huge, I don't know, misplay. I felt like both sides played this pretty well. There were little things, like little decisions that I might disagree with, but it wasn't huge. Like, my biggest peeve, honestly, was, well, not peeve. I don't want to say that because it wasn't a peeve. I think if we were to say there's a misplay, actually the biggest misplay, in my opinion, would have been when he had Asterios up here. He did his special attack here, did his special attack here. Or, sorry, he did his special attack here, moved 1, 2, 3. Did his special attack, got 2 kills. And still had 2 movement left. And that 2 movement was basically... Oh, wait. Oh, my gosh. I just missed... No way! Do you see what just happened? Heracles used his labor's turn, his X. He rolled for throw, got the throw with the 19, threw freaking Rygarn all the way over here. And Rygarn, he rolls for damage, and to do damage you have to roll 14 or higher. And he gets it, and it does 2 damage. So Rygarn insta-dies. Woo! Dang, man. Is he going to have some fun and assassinate Raylan? Please do. Please assassinate Raylan. That's crazy. Okay, so anyway, I mean, we're going to let this play out. It's, you know, Asamu can do Asamu things, but it's over. I'd like to see him assassinate Raylan, so he'll get an attack of 6 on Raylan. Yeah, exactly. Attack of 6 on Raylan feels good. Let's see an insta-kill. Oh, okay, 3 of the 6. I'd really like to see an insta-kill. It would have been cool. Anyway, so what was I going to say? Yeah, so that play where he still had 2 movement on Asterios and he opted to leave him on a level 2. That was so odd to me. I'd really be interested if Veggie watches this later, or if he kind of, you know, says a battle report or gives some feedback. I'd really like to know the choice there, because you still have 2 movement left. And he could have dropped him down into this space, same level, gotten into Raylan's aura, and him next to a jungle. There's no reason, in my opinion, why you wouldn't do that, right? Because he'd moved here. He was on height, sure. But not really, because Heracles still got the same level on him and smacked him a good one. You know, 4 wounds in 1 turn. Just, oof. It's rough. When Asterios counters the 10th so hard, man, that's rough. And that's game. Yep, Isamu fails to vanish. And Boromir advances to the final! Let's give a round of applause. Hand clap for Boromir. Impressive play, honestly. And crazy performance. 10th Regiment, man. Backed by Raylan with a Heracles counter for all the big boys out there that are running Q9s and dragons. Whew! Crazy, man. Ended with 2/10, Raylan, Marku, and Heracles. I mean, handily won that one. Anyway, getting back to what I was saying, like, I felt like it was played really, really well on both sides, except for that one play. I think that was the one play where I felt pretty strongly was the misplay. And in fact, might have been the difference in this game, because when you had Asterios on this end tile here, Like, even if he didn't have it on Heracles, your 10th could still engage that. And yeah, I get it's only one space adjacent and then others are low, but like, that's just not great. Now, if they're going to attack you with range, because my thought was this: if he moves down, sure, he might be thinking, I'm going to give him up. I'm going to give up height. He's going to attack down on the 10th. Well, yeah, but you got 8 defense, actually 9, because you'd have 6 because there's common, 1 from the jungle, 7, 2 from Raylan, 9. 9 defense and 6 life. I think you're doing all right, right? So you're not going to take wounds. Now you might give up position, but the point of Asterios isn't necessarily to go out killing everything. It's to lock up all the 10th, while Q9 can shoot over the top. At least that's my opinion. That's how I envision it happening. So a little bit surprised by that move. Again, I'm not sure what the plan was or why that was the choice. I liked that he did, like, because again, I also considered him disengaging and then engaging all the guys down here, which he did later, and that was huge. That honestly was massive because he got some kills and then he just locked it up for like 2 full turns. So he could have done it 1 turn earlier. Probably still would have taken the 4 wounds from Heracles, but then Heracles is down here and not up here on the bridge. It's just tough, right? It's tough to tell, honestly, but once he made that choice to kill these 2 guys up top and he had position on this high point, I think the only option is to move him down here, get in Raylan's Aura, get jungle. If he regains the height with his 10th, which he undoubtedly would have, just re-engage at that point. Right, with your Asterios, you've got 6 space defense and trust it, right? The problem was by being there, he was exposed to Heracles, and actually could have if he drops down here though, Heracles still might have been able to reach him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, okay. I can't blame the guy, I guess. You know, vegetarian figures, no matter where I go, Heracles can engage me, right? So Heracles' position was here. He went here, and then he dropped here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he could have gotten here, here, here. Yeah. Okay. It all makes sense now. Honestly, so... Well, no, it still doesn't because he was outside of Raylan's aura. I was going to say it makes sense because in Boromir, in Veggie's mind, if Asterios is here and is going to get a same level attack and moves down... Heracles can still get the same level attack. Like Heracles, at that point in that turn, Asterios, no matter where he moves for his 2 movement, Heracles can get him same level and smack him. The only difference is the last 2 movements to go here and then here, or here and then here, or whatever, got you within Raylan's Aura. So now you've got 5 defense, and okay, maybe you don't take 4 wounds, maybe you take 2, maybe you don't take any, maybe you take 1. You know, all of a sudden you've got plenty of life to tank against those 10th. But then when you take those 4, then you take the disengage, man, it feels bad, right? 1 life that, you know, lasted long, but man, you wish you had 3 or 4 more. So, yep, that's the only play. I think everything else played out the way I kind of expected or thought it would. I think it was played on both, you know, sans dice, you know, they played it as well as they could have with those matchups. I mean, honestly, unfortunate for Veggie, he never got really good attack dice. Like, he just, that's really, really subpar. 43% is awful. Their defense was actually pretty interesting. That kept the game interesting. Their defense was actually very even. They each had a lot of blanks with high dice. Especially backed by Raylan. You had some really interesting stuff. I mean, Boromir had the exactly even 50 basically there, so. Good game, honestly. Really, really good game. Can't complain too much about that one. That was pretty solid. You know, the event now is actually... Sorry, I should go back. We've got... Oops. Sorry. Here we go. So we've got Vegetarian. So Boromir now moves into the final. So we've got one more semifinal between SRD and Foodzing. Actually, what is that matchup? I think that's SRD is Quahan. Foodzing is. I just watched it, so I should know. Oh, here, yeah. Oh, Troopers. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. That's going to be a really interesting matchup. And what's even more interesting is that Boromir, with 10th Reg, gets to fight one of those, right? And so I think Boromir would definitely prefer the Quahan build. Just because Microcore Troopers, there's 5 squads of them. You don't get height against them. They can match your attack output. They always get a special attack, which is just nice, right? They've got more of them, so there's got 4 more squad figures than you. They're still backed by Raylan, and they outrange you with Laglor. And so that makes it really, really tough for 10th, because basically you have to go to him, right? Not impossible, right? It's definitely doable, but I think Boromir would prefer the Quahan build simply because you've got Heracles that can, right? I mean, he's played spiders before, right? And so his 10th, as long as his 10th can match up and trade with the spiders evenly, he's fine, right? Because Heracles can smack Quahan all day long. But there's another Mara Warriors there, so maybe he doesn't, because he's beaten Mara Warriors twice. His luck might run out. So, really interesting matchups. This one is going to be very interesting as well. I think it's pretty even on both sides. There's some really good. Well, my internet just dropped, so I think we're done here. Either way, if you guys can still hear me, or if you're still there, thank you guys for watching and sticking around, and we will see you guys next time.